I know y'all ran out of shows to watch because of quarantine, but don't worry, I got you. Hey guys, it's Julia back with another video. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm going to be filming my top 10 Netflix suggestions, and these are my top 10 favorite shows on Netflix that I have already watched. I've watched like so many series on Netflix. If you show me a show, I'm most likely going to be like, oh yeah, I already watched it. So you better know these are good. But before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and follow my Instagram. Link will be down in the description below, but I'm going to stop talking, and yeah, let's get on to the video. If you like my room decor, you can watch my redoing my room video. I'll put it in the little pop tag, I don't know which side right now. So my number 10 recommendation is New Girl. So basically the show is about a girl named Jess, and she had recently broken up with her boyfriend and she had moved in with 3 single males. It's one of those shows that you can have like in the background if you're doing something, if you don't want to pay full attention. If you have friends over and they don't know anything about any of the shows you're watching, this is a good one to put on that will keep you guys entertained. The next show is Criminal Minds. Pretty much it's a team of FBI agents, or BIU or BU, something like that. Every like week they're assigned like a new like case, and they send the case files, they like examine them, and then they fly out to the places and like see like what's going on, and then they pretty much solve the mysteries. But it's one of those shows that's a little bit gory and a little bit scary, so I would say if you're kind of scared of those types of things, I wouldn't watch it at night or alone. The next show I recommend is Good Girl. So this is a show about 3 moms who were all in financial issues, so they needed money and they needed it quickly, so they made a plan together to rob a bank. From robbing that bank, things escalated very quickly. I don't want to like explain too much because I don't want to spoil it once again. And it's kind of interesting to see how like these women, and they're like in all these things, they're stealing money and have still like their families, and their families have no clue what's going on. The next show I have on my list is All American. All American is pretty much about this kid named Spencer James who gets a scholarship and an opportunity to play at this Beverly Hills school by this guy named Billy Baker, and the school he played at currently was kind of like in a bad school and it was in a bad neighborhood, so getting this opportunity was a big step and gave him a real chance to like make it. But it doesn't stop there. There's also so much drama in the show and so many things unfold. And the next show I have on the list is Dynasty. So this is like a really drama, like crazy, like plot twist filled show. It's about this family named the Carringtons, and it pretty much starts with like them finding dead bodies, and it just like explodes, and then there's a bunch of family drama. If you like shows that are like unrealistic with still plot turnings that'll still reel you in, this is a really good show for you. The next show on the list is Jane the Virgin. Jane the Virgin is about this girl named Jane where her grandma teaches her to save your virginity for marriage, but then she gets pregnant, but not by sex, by artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is pretty much inseminating a man's sperm into a woman to impregnate her, but hers was accidental. The doctor was supposed to put it in somebody else and put it in her. It's like a drama-filled, plot-twisting, head-turning drama. But it's also one of those shows that like, along with like the happy moments and the plot twisting and the drama, it also has like the sad moments and like the realistic moments and scary moments too, and that's why it makes it such a good show. The next show, which is one of my all-time favorites, is actually Money Heist. Money Heist is about this professor who picks like I think like 7 people to be in this money heist at the Royal Mint of Spain, I think. It shows like all the planning on how they get into the building, like how they keep all the people in the building hostage, and how they steal the money and how they break into things. I don't think I'd ever have a heist, but this is one of those shows that would make me want to have a heist, but I'm not smart enough. The next show I have on my list is You. You is pretty much this show about a boy named Joe, and he has like this little encounter with this girl named Beck, and it shows how like their relationship gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So like they describe in the Netflix like description of what it's about, it goes from something being cute and simple to something very nefarious, which means like wicked or criminal. So it's really cool seeing how his feelings for her escalate and what he does to her. The number 2 show I have on my list is The Originals. The Originals is about a group of the original vampires that were the first vampires ever created, and it like pretty much shows you how they lived their life and how they took over and like all parts like that. I watched The Originals after watching The Vampire Diaries, and I feel like if you want to watch The Originals you should do the same, but out of the two I definitely like The Originals way more. In the beginning I feel like The Originals was like, ugh, more vampires, especially because I just watched like an 8-season long Vampire Diaries show, but like it like reels you in. It's like the first like little bit of it is so bad, and then like later in the show it's like, oh my god, I love this show, and then you like build an emotional attachment to the characters. Another reason why I like The Originals so much is because I was able to build an emotional attachment to some of the characters from the original in the Vampire Diaries already. So going into the show I already like had some attachment to some of the characters, but the show like shows you like a whole different side of the characters. I want to point out that if you have already watched Vampire Diaries and Originals, after those two shows there's also Legacies, and I love Legacies. I just started it and it's really really good, and I definitely also recommend that show too. And the number 1 show I have on my list is Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is a show about Meredith Grey pretty much, and she meets all her interns on the first episode. It takes you through Meredith's journey from being an intern to being a resident to being a surgeon to being the amazing surgeon she is now, to having kids, to having a family, yada yada yada. But Grey's Anatomy, you definitely, I feel like you need to have some sort of patience with it just because it is so long. Even though it was so long, I was excited for every single episode. Kind of realistic. It is a little bit bloody, so if blood makes you queasy, I really wouldn't recommend watching the show. It shows you a bunch of cool traumas and it brings you in surgery, but there's a bunch of drama within the characters. It also goes through like a lot of deep topics that like a bunch of shows don't even try to step into, but like it goes over them so well. Grey's Anatomy also has a takeoff show which is called Private Practice, which is about Addison. So if you already watched Grey's Anatomy and want another show, you can watch Private Practice, but personally I haven't watched it yet, so I really don't know like if it's good or what it's about, but it is on Netflix too. That'll be the end of this video. Those are my top 10 favorites, and if you enjoyed this video I would mean a lot if you subscribed, liked, and commented, and shared this to your friends so maybe they could get some good Netflix shows too. But thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. Peace out.